Good evening and welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. I appreciate 5 minutes as I am speaking on behalf of an organization tonight. My name is Shannon Adcock, and I represent Awake, Illinois, which is a not-for-profit social welfare organization advocating for constitutional and parental rights. I'd first like to say to those affected by last night's tornado that we are here for you and we wish you all a swift recovery. Earlier this afternoon, Awake, Illinois donated and delivered water, Gatorade gloves, first aid kits, and Home Depot gift cards to the Riverview neighborhood. As we made our way to the center of the severely impacted areas, we saw neighbors of every color, gender, and creed helping each other. You know what we didn't see? Systemic racism, white privilege. We didn't see people carrying implicit biases or needing diversity training. We saw kindness. People helping each other. That is Naperville. That is America. In the aftermath of times such as this, the best of our human spirit and the generosity of our community shows through. Everyone is alive, thankfully, but people have lost their homes and belongings. To see tattered homes, cars flipped over, huge trees scalped, and power lines down, it most certainly puts things in perspective. Superintendent Bridges, you spoke along with District 204 Superintendent Dr. Talley during the ISB meeting this past week, asking for guidance from the state board. For anyone who isn't familiar, Illinois State Board of Education and the Illinois Department of Public Health have an intergovernmental agreement regarding masking at schools, COVID-19 testing, quarantine protocols, and discrimination between vaccinated or non-vaccinated students. At awakeil.com, we highlight some of the concerns and evidence regarding said intergovernmental agreements. Too long to go into here, but I will reiterate what I stated during the ISB call, which is that under Title 23 of the Administrative Code, the Illinois State Board of Education is not in a position to force you, reward you, or threaten you, or any local school board of education regarding the return to school plans. You all here have the autonomy to draft a plan that best serves the constituency. Please survey this community on their expectations for the coming school year. Respect parental rights on determining masking, viral testing, and/or vaccination of their children, and let's move on. The main reason I am speaking tonight is to introduce a proposal to this board. Given the potential for violation of certain unalienable rights in America, we are supplying school districts, boards of education, and their affiliated agencies with this policy on equality and civil rights in education. By adopting and enforcing this policy, school districts and stakeholders can unite under the founding principles that recognize all of us are created equal. None of us should want our board meetings to become Loudoun County, Virginia. Those poor people have been waging war in the name of protecting our basic American principles. Please don't make us have to do the same, because we will. We will bring it. Don't think we won't. And we will nip this in the bud. And we can do it right now. Why adopt this policy? Because anti-Americanism is sadly permeating a plethora of literature in public education today. These ideas of oppression and systemic racism come from Marxist and 20th century neo-Marxist doctrine called critical theory. America is a constitutional federal republic, not a Marxist, socialist, or communist government. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This act is intended to be universal, not just for selected groups. It is incumbent upon education officials to ensure K-12 lessons, discussions, and initiatives do not discriminate by race, creed, gender, sexuality, or any other manner that violates the constitutional rights of students or staff. Given the current national litmus on the topic of racism and equality, this policy can establish a unifying concept of community and citizenship. It's adapted from the Citizens for Renewing America template and is provided to you by Awake, Illinois for consideration as an established policy or resolution. It is comprehensive in its definitions of critical theory, divisive curricula. It protects students and staff from participation in the defined divisive concepts. It stipulates the liabilities of policy violation and incorporates a clause that will protect taxpayer funds from going towards defined divisive concepts. Awake, Illinois looks forward to seeing this school district establish either this statement or a similar policy to ensure all students and staff are treated fairly under the Constitution of the United States of America, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. You are welcome to contact our organization with any questions, comments, or to collaborate on this suggested policy. I have a hard copy for you and will also email the board a copy tonight. We are Awake, Illinois, and you cannot cancel us. Thank you.
On behalf of the